Hi friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new design process and scrapbook layout process for you today. This is another spread going in my traveler's notebook. It is going to be designed in Cricut Design Space, but I'm actually not going to use any die cuts today. I'm finding that as I create in my traveler's notebook, the die cuts are adding too much bulk. I think it's because I'm adding too much paper inside my album. So I think I might start doing some things a little bit differently. However, that doesn't mean I'm not going to design or plan out my design in Cricut Design Space before I actually put it together. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm putting my title on its side on the left-hand side of the spread. There's going to be 4 2x2 pictures layered over top of each other at the top of the page, as well as some pattern paper and a punched out border. And then I'm going to have 3 columns reserved for my journaling. And that's what I'm working on right now in my planning / designing process. I was thinking originally about die cutting the title Occupied and then stamping a subtitle, but actually in the end, I end up stamping the title because I did have an alpha stamp set that would work. It's a little too large, but I made it work, and you'll see that in just a few minutes. I'm just finishing up the journaling strips. I'm going to add some little bits of embellishments in between the photos at the top of the page, and I have the date nestled underneath one of the photos in my design. But actually, when I get to the scrapbooking process, I put the date down at the very bottom on the right-hand side of the page. So here I'm putting together my spread. This is the left-hand page. I'm just working on layering up my bits of paper. These are all scraps from my stash. The little strip that breaks the seam between the pink and the green pattern papers is actually a branding strip from Close to My Heart pattern paper that I've had in my stash. And actually 2 of these papers, that branding strip and the pink polka dot paper, is Christmas paper. But this story is not Christmas themed. Surprise! But I really like the colors and they work for an everyday type of theme, and that's why I chose them. In my design, when I planned it out in Cricut Design Space, I don't think I necessarily used these colors. I had planned on using blue, but when I dumpster dove and was looking for paper to use, I ended up using green because I really like the colors in the branding strip that I put between the 2. There is the first strip of my journaling. It's all ready to go. I'm going to adhere it using my ATG gun. And as you can see, I stamped the title on the left-hand side of that page. On its side, I used Close to My Heart Pixie ink, and then I stamped the subtitle over top of it in Close to My Heart Raspberry ink. And those are both the colors that are found in that pink polka dot pattern paper at the top of the page. So everything coordinates and matches really nicely. I decided to keep my photos in black and white, just because I didn't want any colors to compete between the papers that I had used and then amongst each other. All of the pictures that I used for this spread were at different times of the day, obviously with different animals and or people in them as well. And I just wanted to keep everything cohesive. So black and white it was. And I mean, really, black and white is classic and it's timeless, and I think they look fantastic paired with soft toned pattern papers or bold and bright ones like the ones that I used here. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I have all of my journaling adhered. I'm adding just a little bit of embellishing to the top where the photos are. In my design, when I was planning it out, I was thinking about die cutting little tiny stars. But I found these 2 hearts on my plate. They were extra die cuts from projects past that I hadn't used for one reason or another. So I used them up on the left-hand page. But on the right-hand page, I pulled out some Vanilla Sunkissed puffy stickers and used hearts, there it is, used hearts from the sticker sheet there to embellish the right hand side of the spread. And with that, this layout is done. I hope this layout inspired you. I hope you're inspired by making your own traveler's notebooks. It's very simple. I do have other videos in this series, and I'll link that down in the description box below. It's a playlist, so you can find all of them in one place, easy access. Here's just a quick flip through of everything that I've done so far in my traveler's notebook, and of course here are the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you here again soon. Bye, friends.